Hi. Every B2B software company I talk to or I work with makes the same mistakes in marketing. They list their features on the website, call it marketing, and wonder why nobody buys. We have real-time analytics, API integrations, AI-powered dashboards. Great, so does everyone else. I spent 20 years building and positioning automation software. 240 million annual recurring revenue, 15 acquisitions, 1.5 billion exit. And the single biggest reasons products fail isn't because they're bad products. It's because nobody can explain what the product actually changes for the customer. Features are not benefits, and most companies never figure out the difference. Here's what I see over and over. The founding team builds something genuinely good. Then they need to bring it to market, and one of the two things happen. Option one, they hire a junior marketer, give them a title, head of marketing, and say, run marketing for us. It's not so complicated. That person ends up rewriting feature lists, posting on LinkedIn, maybe running on some ads. No positioning, no messaging strategy, no understanding of why someone would choose this product over 4 alternatives they're also evaluating. Option 2, what I also have seen very often, they pay an agency or a consultant 15, 20, 50,000 euros. 3 months later, they get a deck with a positioning statement that sounds like it could belong to any competitor in their space. Both paths miss the same thing. Building the product is half the story. Positioning it so people understand why it matters, that's the other half. And most companies treat that second half like an afterthought. I don't know why. So I built a free system for you that fixes this. It's a skill package for Claude AI that turns Claude into your product marketing strategist and team. 6 files, 4 proven frameworks, 10 guided steps. And the reason it works, it's because it forces you to do the work in the right order with the right frameworks. It starts with your customers, who they are, what they're struggling with, what's actually driving their buying decision. Then it maps your features to real benefits and real outcomes. Then it builds your positioning, then your messaging. Each layer depends on the other one before. You cannot skip to writing taglines before you figured out why someone would pick you. The system won't let you. Let's have a look how that actually works. We are going to Claude.ai. Here we are, Claude.ai. And then you need to click on projects here. That's important. And then you basically click new project. Call this product marketing guru team, for example, and say create a project. What do you need to do with the files that you got in the package? I'm going to only explain the Claude project and the Claude skill, because the Claude code skill is a bit more advanced. There is a README file explaining you this, that you could do that also yourselves if you have a bit of advanced knowledge in terms of Claude code. So first we go to the Claude project, and you see this is Markdown files. For whomever doesn't know what is Markdown, it's a specific text file format that is better to understand for artificial intelligence. If you don't have a Markdown editor, you can actually just download the free one, or you just open this with a text editor. But I have a Markdown editor where I can open this and I copy this. Then I go to instructions. That's basically your agent instruction or master instruction. Copy this here and save it. And the next thing that you need to do is, when you go back to your files, is project knowledge. And just take all these files and move them here into the project knowledge. That includes all the frameworks or whatever else you could imagine what is part of that. So let's do that. So what I usually recommend is to also have a tone of voice file ready. If you don't have a tone of voice file ready, that is a separate discussion. You could also just use one of your styles here inside Claude to start with. I have a separate place where you can download file and instructions how to create a tone of voice. But again, it's too much for this kind of short video. What should we take? I would say let's start. And as you see, what it basically does is it goes through your messaging and positioning, and it uses a 10-step framework, and it starts with step 0, what is called intake. This can be your website that you put, product description, pitch deck, documentation, a written summary for your product. And if you have any kind of research in terms of your ideal customer profile or your tone of voice or brand guidelines or competitors, feel free to include that as well and just upload those files here by adding files or photos. What are we going to take? I would say we do something very boring intentionally. We take Microsoft Teams, and we would like to redevelop the positioning and messaging for Microsoft Teams. Then I say, this is my product, and I just paste this. And what it does now, first is it's going to catch the product. It's going to think about who could be the ideal target customers for this and go through the whole project. Now it even found out that you have actually different types of products. That doesn't matter. We just say skip for now. And if I don't have it, I just say I don't have it. Let's go. And if you go through all these steps, it will guide you through all the steps and the frameworks and everything you ever need to create nice positioning and messaging for your product. Done the whole messaging and positioning for your product, not in 3 weeks, not in 25 meetings, but usually in about 2 days. Never trust AI alone. Trust also your knowledge, trust your experience. The key thing is better quality, faster speed. As you can see here, mine is still creating. It was creating the value proposition canvas. It's at step number 3 and now 4 in the whole feature inventory. I really recommend you to go through this. This can be very eye-opening, and it will usually give you much better results. This will afterwards be the base for your website, for your brochures, for everything. You remember, everything is about prompts, but everything is also about context. And this is the stuff that is part of context engineering to have better results with AI. Enjoy your journey.